So my topic tonight is kind of about the mobile SEO, and I want to kind of give a focus more on the SEO and UX edge of it. And so the agenda for my topic, my slide here is talking a little bit more about the current situation of SEO and UX, and then we'll go into the case studies. And then from there, we will talk about how SEO and UX can be, in the ideal world, how they would interact with each other, and then just some closing thoughts. So currently, the situation right now, well, right before I start, can we get a raise of hands of like who is in SEO? Almost everybody here. And who's in UX? It's good. It's good that we kind of have a blend of both now. So the current schism of SEO and UX between the difference between these disciplines and their different approaches really focuses on their approach and their surrounding the audience. So SEO used to, and this I want to really focus on that. SEO they used to really focus just on search engines as their core, the core center of the decision making. And then so when it comes to like actual users, they're more concerned in terms of how they can get all that foot traffic into the website, and then from there to maximize revenue. But in terms of SEO or in terms of UX, UX experts tend to focus more on the users as the sole decision maker, or they focus their decision making solely on their the users. And these users have individuals with psychology, personality, and they have their goals that they need to achieve when they get on the website. So in order to connect users to what they're looking for when they get onto the business website, the UX tries to really understand their motivations, the perceptions and feelings that users take with them when they visit the websites. And another difference between the two really boils down to the roles and responsibilities of SEO and UX. SEO is primarily tasked with getting users and visitors to get the websites to the top of search engines, obviously, because when you're on a mobile, you have maybe only like 2 by 5 inches of screen to really get your site to the top. And on top of that, their SEO is also held accountable for getting people through the door, but also to convert them along the sales funnel. In terms of UX, their responsibility, along with design, which I'm not going to focus too much on today, is to charm the users, to kind of help them find where they need to go and what they need to accomplish on the site, and then just turn them into paying customers. And so kind of going off of that, I want to continue to give some of the case studies. And one of our client, Rasmussen College, we did a lot of conversion rate optimization tests with them, and our first case study is revolving around the mobile navigation. And something as simple as just focusing on the navigation really matters in this case, because the core test really focuses on adding a clear path to get to the conversion page, which is the request program information. And by clarifying that call clear to action, and we're leveraging the mobile's native functions by click to call, we will provide a clear path to the user so that they're more likely to convert. And so from home, on the left picture here, we have just home and contact. And then just by adding request info, more clear descriptive text about what the user should expect when they click on that link, and by adding a call us button to activate the call function on the mobile phone, there we got the Rasmussen College got almost a 22% lift in conversions just from that one simple change. And then on mobile case study number 2, we focused on the mobile homepage call to action. In this case, it is an image. I'm going to backtrack a little bit. So the image, so our hypothesis for this test is by offering a very prominent and clear call to action on the homepage. Visitors will have a clear path to where they need to go. They have easy access, one click to the request program info page, and thus they're more likely to convert. We did an A/B test on that, so we also use clear, concise language with contrasting color button from the red against the green. And then we also use relevant imagery and kind of headlines that were carried over from the website. So when they visit the website during the day, they see the relevant headline, and then when they go back on the home, on the mobile, when they're traveling, they also see that same experience, so it carries over consistently. And just this simple change from having a graphic change and adding the red button, that homepage gave roughly an 86% lift, so that was really major. And what we learned from this simple change that we did on the homepage of the mobile site, besides bringing the relevant and the clear headlines, what really helped here is that we brought in relevant imagery that we carried over from the desktop experience, so they have that seamless experience from desktop to mobile throughout the day. But really, that the hero with the image now matches the target audience. So the audience, the user now has something that they can relate to. The hero is attractive, is facing forward and looking at the visitor. Most important, she's smiling. So all those are like very key, critical key points that can be taken from UX. And all those are information that we've gathered from our UX and our rich data that if UX doesn't exist, we may not have been able to leverage otherwise. Our case study number 3 is revolving around the desktop and mobile. In this case, we're testing whether or not the relevance is more important than the user experience. So in this case, we were directing visitors from their keyword search on the search engines to the pages that they had searched for, regardless of the platform. And we were hoping that they would get higher conversions from that. However, that wasn't the case. So in this case, in terms of the desktop versus the mobile, we actually had a loss of 30% in conversions. And the key thing that we learned from this is that even though the information sent is wrong from the search keywords, sending them to a desktop site on a mobile phone really just isn't ideal because, again, you have that 2:5 screen size, and the website renders entirely, and then the user has to pinch and zoom, and just to kind of navigate around the page, and so they were less likely to convert because of that first impression of having to navigate around versus something that's more optimized for the device that they're using. So where does this take? My next topic here is really about collaboration. So the focus of my presentation really is about how UX and SEO can really work and collaborate together to bring on the results that the business needs. And in terms of SEO and UX, I noticed that there's more of an emerging partnership between our UX team and Josh's SEO team. Is when we really think about it, UX and SEO, they really have a lot more in common than differences. So even though their roles and responsibilities are different, they can tag team and actually bring more value to the business. And one key thing that they're both similar in is how, in terms of like how they use information and they list all that. So UX has facets of user experience, and those boils down to findability. And in the SEO terms, that's information sent. How strong is your information when someone's using a search, and are they able to find your keywords so they can find your website? And so once they find something in the search engine and they go to your website, is the content accessible? Depending on the device, so in this case mobile, is is the content on mobile. If your site is developed in Flash, or obviously you're not going to be able to see it on iPhone devices. And is the content desirable? That develops into identity and branding. How are you going to be known out there amongst all your competitors? And is the information usable to on the device? And is the information credible? Like, are you that builds trust? Are you linking to other sites? Are you a reputable brand? And is information useful that relates to relevance in SEO? So and then the next thing is valuable. Is your information valuable to the point where you actually build a loyal customer branch? And so from there, we have a convergence. In an ideal world, we would have a convergence of SEO and UX, which would be helpful to find. In the ideal world, UX and SEO would converge together to meet the business goals. And in finding common ground, I find that good UX is also good for SEO. So some of the examples that I came up with are, using language that your users use, even though some of them may not be grammatically correct. Like, for example, what career is right for me was the keyword that we decided to use on one of the college's web pages, because that's the keyword that users were actually using versus which career is right for me, which is more grammatically correct. And then try to reduce the number of clicks required to get to a given page. We all know that SEO, one click would be better than two or multiple clicks in terms of information sent. And try to use descriptive, human-readable URLs. We all kind of know that from SEO, but it's good for both SEO and UX. And good internal link structure and working links. Obviously, if the link is broken, users are not going to be able to get to where they need to go. And have a logical information structure and have the content on the page have a logical and content hierarchy. So you would have, obviously, you have your headlines on top, and then your H1, H2, followed by your body copy content. And in addition, you want to use clear, concise language in your copywriting, especially in your call to actions. You want to be descriptive there so that the users know what to expect when they click on the link. You want to avoid duplicate content. And so the two last points is to, especially on a mobile device, you want to leverage the native technologies that are available to optimize the user's experience, in addition with the optimized design, which includes like the number dialing, so that people don't have to remember a phone number. I can't remember more than the first 4 or 5 numbers when I'm trying to do something else. So it's a lot easier if we just put a button that says and click to call versus putting a phone number in there. And also GPS to provide local personalizations. And the last thing we want to focus on is limit the use of rich media formats, because obviously, Sue had alluded to this earlier, is that mobile users are impatient. They may have constraint to local bandwidth. So using Flash, images as text, and content that are inserted by JavaScript after the page loads are better used in just limited amounts. So in closing thoughts, I want to say that when you combine SEO and UX with conversion rate optimization and testing, you basically get success, and most of the time you will meet the business needs. And sometimes, obviously, we're going to have to learn that some of the tests don't always go as we expect, because they can be certain times when it actually decreases a conversion. But that's really when we should take those learnings and then reapply it and reiterate. So again, it's SEO's job is to bring everyone into the door and try to encourage them to go through the sales funnel. UX accommodates for their needs, kind of make them feel comfortable, like they're at home, helps them find where they need to go, and then influences them to accomplish the task, which is, in our case, to convert. And last but not least, test early and test often. So when you test and you find that when you learn something, so you want to iterate and just continue testing, there's never an end to testing and conversion rates. So my last point is that even though SEO and UX are testing all these things, we really have to remember that the experience of the user is really what will be making their decision. So, thank you.